Hey Book World! This week on RTTV we talked about how to turn anything into a value-packed blog article that you can use for your fans on either your blog or your newsletter. Here are 6 steps that you can take to achieve this. I know that as an author, it can be so hard for you to create consistent and frequent content to put out on your blog and in your newsletter for your fans. And so this week on RTTV, on episode 13, we talked about how to turn absolutely anything into an amazing blog post or a newsletter article for your fans. And it is so much easier than you think it will be. So here are the 6 steps that will help you with this. Step 1 is to identify what everyday or personal story you're going to be talking about. So identify what you want to talk about. It can be something as simple as your coffee or your puppy dog while you were out for a walk, or it could be something like going on an adventure on a hike and jumping off a cliff into a lake. I showed amazing examples of this within the full episode. If you want to see, jump onto the full episode in the show notes below. Step 2 is to decide what your connection will be. Now you have to make sure that you are connecting this to your fans. You can take an everyday object or an everyday experience and relate it to something that connects with your fans. Step 3 is to talk about your everyday or personal story in colorful detail, as if you were writing it for a story. You want to make sure that everything that you're writing is very descriptive and very passionate, just like you would be writing for a novel that you're working on. The more information you can give them, the more feeling that you put into it, the easier it will be for them to connect, and it will keep them engaged. Step 4 is to give it a book or an author journey connection for your fans. So you want to take your story and then relate it to something that means something to your fans, whether it be your book and the characters within your book or your author journey, in case they want to know the behind the scenes of how it is to be an author or what they might encounter if they decide to become a writer too. Step number 5. Talk about why it reminds you of that thing or how it connects to your fans. So you want to make sure that you point out exactly what it means to your fans or how it connects to your story or how it connects to your author life. Sometimes we think that these things are obvious, but we really want to make sure that we point it out to them so that they know specifically why we are telling them what we are telling them. Step number 6 is to finish it up with a strong push on what the connection is and remind them that every time they see that object or experience that event in their own life, it should remind them of your connection. So you want to make sure you wrap it up with a strong finish so that they always know when they see that specific thing, they think about your story or they think about your book. You want your connection to be the front of their mind so that they always think about you when they see or experience that thing that you talked about. These are 6 easy ways to break down creating an epic blog post for your fans. And you can take literally anything. I did this week a story about my puppy getting washed over with a wave at the ocean and how it relates to authors. And yes, I did manage to connect that in a meaningful way. Within this full episode, I give a number of amazing examples from everyday objects like a stapler, to a pen, to coffee, all the way to something big like going on an epic adventure and jumping off a cliff into a water. It's so easy to do this, and it just takes a little bit of practice. In fact, I've even given you a bit of a challenge that will help you on your journey with this. And because I never leave you high and dry with this, I have also given you a freebie downloadable bonus that is going to help you create ideas for your posts. And I've told you what specific item or what specific event it is and how you can take it and transform it into something valuable for your fans. So you can download that by jumping onto shownotes.writingtransforms.com. And you can also join me in community.writingtransforms.com, which is our Facebook group for authors just like you, where we come together to support one another. I'm in there every single day teaching you how to overcome the social media algorithms and how to market and brand your books and your author brand to the best of your abilities. If you have absolutely loved this, you can jump onto writingtransforms.com, where you will have access to our communities, our online groups, our online courses, and all of the amazing projects we're working on over at Writing Transforms. And jump down into the show notes for the full link to episode 13 of RTTV, where I give you stories, examples, and strategic ways to implement this into your own marketing strategy. I'm KM Robinson of KM Robinson Photography and Writing Transforms. Stay inspired.